Hey you guys, welcome back to Lisa and Company, or welcome if it's your first time here. Would you do me a favor? Would you head down to that description box and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you know every time we upload a video. I got something kind of fun for you today. It is my last Valentine's video and I got a little bit of trash to treasure, a little bit of Dollar Tree, and a couple of gifts I decided to make last minute for some friends and family. Why don't we get started? First up today, I have a project that started as a bit of a fail. I had some letters and a base painted for a project I had ideas for, and it didn't work out quite like I wanted. Then I found this heart at Dollar Tree, and it all came together just so. So I have given this a good sanding to get as much of that lovely Dollar Tree glitter off as I possibly can. And even though this will be the wrong side, I sand it down and paint it white. On the other side, I have a completely cool idea. Now, before my white paint is dry, I'm going to take some of that pink Dollar Tree acrylic paint and just slap it on in a few places. Then I'm going to take my white brush with a little bit more white paint and just blend. And I'm going to go back and forth with the white and the pink, blending and adding until I've got exactly the look I'm going for. Once I'm finished the front, I am going to do a little bit of work on the sides just so that they are not all white and it looks like it stops really abruptly at the edge. Once that's finished, it is time to put this all together. Now, the base is one of those seasonal box frames you get at Dollar Tree all through the year. I had already painted it for another project. These letters are something that I have seen in our Dollar Trees recently, and yes, I bought a ton of them. Now, I'm going to put this together using my E6000 as well as some hot glue, and I had to kind of scrunch it in there, and it was kind of fun and kind of frustrating to figure out where I wanted to put the letters, how I was going to kind of double them up and, go from there. Take a look and see how it looks when it's all finished. And because the road to DIY success and completion is never quite easy, this is when my E6000 decided to spring a leak right in the side. You guys, it was all over my hands. It was all over my work surface. I tried to tape it up with no luck. I ended up using a popsicle stick to get some of it out. This was such a simple thing to finish, and it wasn't at the same time. But at the same time, I gotta tell you, as far as these Valentine's DIYs go, this is right up there with my favorites. I'm loving the way this came out. And it was a bunch of pieces left over from projects that I wasn't using for anything else. If you love seeing recycled items turned into something useful, then you're going to love this one. This is an old gelato container that was in my recycling. I did go ahead and give it a pretty good sand simply because the brown lettering I was worried was going to show through just about anything. Now I'm going to give it a quick coat of my Rust-Oleum chalked paint, and there's a couple of reasons for that. We're actually going to decoupage this one, and in order to do that, I need a good background, and I find the chalk paint is also really good for the Mod Podge and the napkin to stick to. And I did the same thing on the lid just to give myself a good starting point. Once that's dry, I'm going to use the same pink paint that I used on the previous DIY just on the lid, and then you'll see why when we get to the decoupage. This one is a Dollar Tree napkin. I absolutely love these checked gingham buffalo plaid napkins they have at the dollar store. So what I did after I peeled the second layer off, and that is really, really important, What I did was cut a really straight line so I could match it up just under the rim of this jar. So making sure that I put a nice thin even layer of Mod Podge all the way around, and then I'm going to attach this napkin bit by bit. I'm turning this container into basically a gift package. I could have used a Dollar Tree bag or a mason jar, but I thought this was a really fun way to personalize this gift by doing it up for the person who is getting it. And the best part is they're probably going to watch this at some point and they have no idea that it's for them. Insert evil laugh here. Now, once I have this exactly the way I want it, I need to go back over all the way around and give it a very thin coat of the Mod Podge. Now take a look and you'll see that I'm brushing all the way down to the base of the container, and that is so that I will be able to carefully tear off that napkin, Mod Podge the edges, and it'll give me a really nice finish. I'm totally curious. Do you do Valentine's gifts, little tokens for the people in your life, friends or family, colleagues even? Or is this a holiday that is more about a little bit of decor, maybe a date night? Tell me down in the comments what Valentine's looks like at your house. I'm going to finish this off and make a little something with this card from Dollar Tree. This heart caught my attention not to use as a card, but because I thought for sure this would be so pretty on some kind of DIY. Now I am going to cut it out fairly close, but I'm not worried about it being perfect. I am going to take that Dollar Tree wooden heart. We're going to put some glue on it, just using one of those school glue sticks, and stick it right on the back. Now we don't even need for that to wait for that to dry. Sorry. I was going to use my sanding block, and as soon as I started, I recognized it was just a little too thick. So what I ended up doing was taking my tiny little Dollar Tree craft scissors, trimmed it a little bit closer, but again, not worrying about getting it perfect. Then I went back with my sanding block, and that did a beautiful job. I just love what a smooth finished edge this provides, and I can't imagine doing it any other way or just futzing around with other tools. To finish this off, I'm going to put some florals on top just to make it look really pretty. These flowers are actually left over from something Izzy was working on with her ring business, and well, she didn't need them anymore, so they go in my stash. Now, you guys, we're friends, so I am totally putting this out there. Much as I love the container, I love the way the lid came together, and that heart is absolutely freaking gorgeous to me. It was the wrong size for this container. It needed to go on a much larger vessel. So even though I think it looks pretty and I love the way the flowers and the red and the heart go together and the pink goes with the pink on the container, I should have used a way smaller heart for starters or just found a different way to use it. But that's DIY. And when you start a project, you don't always know exactly how it's going to come out. I still think the recipient of this is going to enjoy it very, very much. And the best part is they'll know that I love them. Okay, this is one seriously yummy DIY. I have a Dollar Tree mason jar as well as a Dollar Tree brownie mix. And I am going to create a recipe in a jar for my extra special, super tall, giant man-child of a son who I won't be seeing this Valentine's Day. Thank you, COVID-19. I'm going to add a ton of these dollar store peppermint candies, and I'm going to crush them up before I add them. Have to tell you, the most boring and frustrating part was just getting the wrappers off. Not so much fun. Assembling this was super quick and easy. So first thing I did was put the brownie mix in the jar. Then I layered in the peppermint candies, all crushed up with my meat mallet and layered on top. And then I had just a little bit of leftover chocolate chips, so I decided to put those on because I'm not sure you can have too much chocolate in chocolate brownies. I'm pretty sure you can't. Now, because this is going in the mail, the chocolate chips also served to fill up the jar because I wanted it to stay layered and not get all mixed up in transport. So you may be noticing there that I'm really smushing them in. It's not because the kid loves chocolate chips, although he does. It's to make sure that this jar is full right to the top. Now, this wouldn't be a Valentine's gift if I didn't do a little something with the jar. So I have this Dollar Tree ribbon with some pretty hearts on it and a Dollar Tree wooden sticker. And we are just going to place those on there just to give it a little something. I'm only using a tiny dab of glue because that way, if he wants to use the jar for something else, who knows, like maybe even making something for his mom, then he can do that. Now, although my son isn't going to see this because he rarely has time to watch my videos, his best friend Courtney, who is amazing, may see this. Courtney, if you do, you're not allowed to tell him what's on the way, okay? Deal? Thanks, sweetie. Now I just got to wrap this up, get it in the mail, and hope it makes it on time. I want to share with you guys, if you've been following me for a while, some of you might know this, most of you probably don't. It's been kind of a crazy year for me and Izzy, of course. After a very long marriage, I was surprised not that long ago with a separation, and 2020 on top of everything else was a year of rebuilding and relearning and getting to know myself again, and of course learning how to trust and love and relationship. So one of these DIYs is kind of special for me, and I'm going to show you that right now. This super simple DIY is just a little something I created with some Dollar Tree frames and a printable I created on Canva. This is just a little something to show someone important in my life what they have done and how they have changed my life. This project was as simple as trimming the mat that these frames came with and popping in that printable. And somehow I managed to lose that footage. However, the important thing is the sentiment. The important thing is the place that I am at in my life. And the important thing is the future. Last but not least is a little something for my best girl, Izzy. This was a box I picked up at the dollar store last year. Again, did not like the way that it came out, so I painted over the parts that I had painted red last year, and I'm just going to sand it a little bit to reveal that color. Easy peasy, fill it with a few of her favorite treats, and I think I'm going to have a happy girl on Valentine's Day. And by the looks of these treats, for several days afterwards. Okay, you guys, well, that is it. We're gonna call it a cut on Valentine's Day 2021. I really hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I hope you will stick with me because I have some really fun ideas coming up. Like I have done for the last couple of videos, make sure you head down to the comments for me. Tell me what you love to see on Lisa and Company. Tell me what you're looking forward to. You can even tell me what you don't want to see anymore. That's okay. I thrive on your feedback, and I can't wait to read your comments. As always, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by Lisa and Company. We really appreciate your support. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and like I say, love is love, and love the one you're with. Bye, guys. Don't forget to hop on over to Instagram and Facebook, where you can find us at Lisa and Company. We share all kinds of crazy stuff over there, shopping hauls, bits of our lives, crazy things the dog does. You just never know. So hop on over, you guys. We would love to see you there.